If you're stuck somewhere between 10K and 100K a month and you spend a fortune on masterminds, certifications, agencies, courses, but your business still feels like a grind, what I'm about to tell you is probably going to piss you off because the reason you're stuck has nothing to do with your funnel or your ads or your offer or the economy or the algorithm. It's something no one in this industry wants to talk about because most of them are guilty of it too. And I'm going to spend the next 30 minutes breaking it down for you piece by piece so you can finally see what's actually going on and do something about it. This might be the most important half hour of your year. I'm Russ Rufino. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this channel is about one thing: sharing the proven strategies that we've used to do over 9 figures in high ticket coaching sales so that you can create the income and freedom and impact that you were born for. Now, quick disclaimer before we dive in: definitely not saying you're going to watch this video and make $100 million like I have. Statistically, you have like a 1 in a million shot at doing that. But if you want a business that feeds your Stripe account and fills your soul, a business that gives you the freedom to travel, to be present with your family, to actually enjoy what you've built, then I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you what's worked for me and for my clients. I've helped scale over 6,000 coaching businesses over the last 12 years, every economic condition you can imagine. We've been through Obama, Trump, Biden, back to Trump again, global pandemic, 2 recessions, inflations, algorithm changes, platform crashes, the rise of AI, and the model that I'm about to work you through has worked through all of it, and it's going to keep working because it's rooted in something that never changes: human psychology and the desire for real transformation. So if you want to learn from someone who's actually done it, then like and subscribe because you're in the right place. All right, let's dive in. Here's the math that nobody shows you. Let's say that you have the potential to do 200K a month in your business, but right now you're stuck at 20K. That means that every single month you're losing $180,000. You're not losing it to bad ads or to the economy or to some algorithm change. You are losing it to what I call the university of not knowing. You don't know exactly what's broken. And even if you did, you don't know how to fix it in a way that actually sticks. So what do? You buy another course, you join another mastermind, you get another certification, you listen to another podcast, you go to another summit. Does that sound familiar? Look, I've talked to thousands of coaches who tell me the same story. They say, Russ, I've invested 50K, 80K, sometimes over 100K in my education, and I'm still stuck. And when I ask them what they've learned, they can just rattle off the frameworks and strategies, right? Value ladders, tripwires, webinars, challenge funnels, organic marketing, DM funnels, all that stuff. And they know more than most people who are actually succeeding. So why are they stuck? Because knowing isn't the same as doing, and doing isn't the same as doing the right thing. You see, the university of not knowing is not about lacking information, it's about lacking clarity. You don't know which lever to pull. You don't know what's actually broken versus what you think is broken. And so you keep trying random things, hoping that something sticks. It's like being lost in the woods and then just like walking faster. You're not getting anywhere, you're just getting more tired. So let me ask you something honestly. How much money have you spent in the last 12 months on courses, coaching, masterminds, agencies, software, and ads? Add it all up. And now ask yourself, is your business dramatically better than it was 12 months ago? Or are you roughly in the same place with just a lot more debt and a lot more confusion? And if you're being honest and that question hit a nerve, then keep watching because I'm about to show you why this keeps happening and exactly how to break the cycle. See, the university of not knowing is not about lacking information. It's about lacking clarity. So here's the mistake. Most coaches treat their business like a broken car. Something's not working, so they just start like replacing parts at random, right? Here's a new funnel, or we need new ads, or we got to change our price. We have to switch niches and put a new VSL out there, or like a new webinar, a new lead magnet. We got to hire a new agency. And that's like ripping out your transmission because your check engine light came on. So the problem isn't that you're not taking action, at least not most of the time. The problem is that you are taking the wrong action and you're doing that over and over again. Now, here's why this happens. So I want you to think about this like a doctor. If you walked into a hospital with chest pain and like without doing any tests or asking you any questions, the doctor's like, cool, we're going to do open heart surgery. You'd run out of there because that's malpractice. But that's exactly what happens in the coaching industry every single day. You tell somebody your business isn't working and they immediately prescribe their solution, whether it fits your problem or not. If it's the challenge guy, oh, you need a challenge funnel. Or if it's a TikTok guy, oh, you got to be on TikTok. You need a low ticket offer. You need to raise your prices. You need to fire your team. But none of them bothered to actually diagnose what's wrong with you right now. And so you end up with a business that's been operated on 12 times, but the original problem was never identified. And so now you've got scar tissue on top of scar tissue on top of scar tissue, and you are more confused than ever. So that's why I'm so obsessed with diagnosis. Because after 6,000 clients, I've learned that every stuck business has the same underlying issues. There are patterns, there are predictable bottlenecks. And once you see them and you know how to fix them, scaling becomes almost automatic. So let me tell you about one of our clients named Angela. Angela came to us doing about 35K a month. It's solid, it's not bad. But she had been stuck there for 2 years. She hired 3 different agencies, I think. She spent somewhere between $60,000 and $100,000 on masterminds. She rebuilt her funnel like 4 times. And we got on the phone with her. She was totally burnt out. She said, Russ, I've tried everything. I don't know what's left. And so, we did what we always do. We diagnosed. We went into the numbers. We looked under the hood. And you know what we found? Her funnel was actually fine. Her ads were fine. Her offer was great. The problem was she was terrified of sales calls because deep down, she didn't believe she was worth 10K. And it didn't come out in the way she was saying things on the sales calls. It was in her tonality. We had to really listen to those calls. So she was unconsciously sabotaging every call. She was talking too much, over-explaining, giving away free coaching. And then she's wondering why nobody enrolled. So 2 months of mindset work and sales training later, she's crushing it. Same funnel, same ads, same offer, different mindset. So the prescription that everyone else gave her to just fix her funnel was never going to work because the funnel wasn't the problem. And this is what I mean when I say you've been buying information when what you actually need is transformation. So let me explain the difference because this is the key to everything for you. Information is, here's a bunch of strategies for getting more clients, go figure it out. Transformation is, let's look at the data and the data is saying, here's exactly why you're stuck, what to fix first, and exactly what you need to do to scale based on what the numbers are saying. So information treats everybody the same, but transformation meets you where you are. Have you ever bought a course that was technically great, like it wasn't bad, but then you walked away more confused than when you started? See, that's what happens when you get information without context. That's what happens when you just get the strategy without any diagnosis. It's like taking a bunch of random pills because somebody told you medicine is good for you. So at Clients on Demand, we operate by a simple rule. We diagnose before we prescribe, always. In our programs, we teach something called the triangle of transformation. And this is going to be really important for you because this is what separates a real high ticket offer from another info dump that doesn't get results. It's really 3 things. Number 1, it's a start to finish strategy. Not a grab back of tactics, but a clear roadmap from A to Z that tells you exactly what to do in what order to get to the outcome. Number 2, world-class support. Not just here's some information, good luck, go figure it out, but step-by-step guidance. Somebody walking beside you, answering your questions, catching your mistakes before they become disasters, and actually holding you accountable. And number 3, mindset and performance coaching. Because strategy without the right identity, the right mindset, it's going to collapse every time under pressure. And when things get hard, and they always do, your clients need somebody helping them manage their fear and their doubt. Otherwise, they quit or they self-sabotage every time. So think about the best programs you've ever been in, if you've even actually been in one, the ones that actually move the needle. I guarantee you that they had all 3 of those elements in one degree or another. And even if you didn't consciously realize it at the time, they had it. And then think about the worst programs, the ones where you felt abandoned or confused or scammed. I guarantee you at least one of those things was missing, probably 2. So when you deliver all 3 of those things to your clients, they're going to pay 5K, 10K, 20K gladly. And then they're going to be happy because they're really going to get the result. They refer their friends, they come back, they buy again and again. So we've had clients spend 100K, 200K, 500K with us over the years. And it's not because I'm a marketing genius. It's because we deliver results and transformation and they just keep wanting more. So when you're missing even one of those elements of the triangle of transformation, you're competing on price, you're grinding for every sale, you're dealing with refund requests, and you're wondering why nobody seems to really understand what you do. Most coaches are only delivering information. I'll tell you right now, AI is going to kill that. They wonder why their clients ghost. They wonder why people want their money back. If you're selling transformation, it fixes all of that. So by the way, if you want help building a transformation-based offer and also learning how to position it so that people are grateful to pay you premium fees, that's exactly what we do. So click the link under this video, book a call with our team. We'll look at your business, your pricing, your offer. We'll give you a clear roadmap for scaling. No pressure, no BS, just clarity, all right? All right, let's keep going. After 6,000 clients in 12 years, I can tell you there are only 4 reasons why your coaching business gets stuck. Only 4. And once you know which one is your bottleneck, then the path forward becomes incredibly simple. Let's go through each one. Bottleneck number 1, your offer is attracting the wrong people. Not people who can't afford it, although that's part of it, but people who will never succeed with it. They're the wrong fit, they're at the wrong stage, wrong commitment level. You're selling steak to vegetarians and then you're wondering why they're not buying. I see this all the time. A coach comes to us and says, "Hey, Russ, I'm getting tons of leads, but nobody's buying." And when we look at their marketing, it is attracting people who are curious, not people who are committed to solving the problem. And there is a massive difference. Curious people want to learn more. They will consume your content. They will browse. But when it comes time to actually do something about their problem, they disappear. Desperate people, and look, I don't mean that in a manipulative way. I mean people who actually are in pain and they're desperate for a solution. Those are the people you want to work with because they're ready to move. They're ready to move today. Your marketing needs to speak to those people that want to fix their marriage, who want to fix their business. They're not curious, they're committed. One of our clients, Dr. Becky, has this incredible offer where she helps dyslexic kids learn to read. Not just read, they actually go from like the bottom 10% of their class to the top 10% of their class. It's an amazing offer. But when she first came to us, it was a little too broad. It was like, we're going to help your child succeed. We're going to help your child read. And it was nice and it was generic, but it attracted curious parents. So we tightened it up to, hey, if your child is dyslexic and struggling to read, I can help them get to the top of their class in 8 weeks. And when we did that, now the right people show up, right? Those parents that are staying up at night worrying about their kid's future, the parents who would do anything to solve the problem. That's the power of attracting the right people. All right, bottleneck number 2. Your client attraction is broken or invisible. You're posting content, maybe you're running some ads, maybe you're doing some DM funnels or whatever, but nothing is creating the kind of trust that gets people to book calls, show up excited, and then enroll. This is a trust problem. And the symptoms looks like this. I'm doing all the things, nothing's working. So the root cause is that your marketing isn't building trust. People see your stuff, but they don't believe you can help them, so they keep scrolling. Bottleneck number 3, you don't have the people or the systems to scale. You're doing everything yourself, which means you are the bottleneck. So every time you try to hire somebody, it creates even more problems than it solves, and you just stay small. This is the golden cage trap. You've built something that works, but only because you make it work. And you can't step away without the whole thing collapsing. That's not a business. That is a very expensive job. Let me ask you something. If you took 2 weeks completely off, no calls, emails, content, anything, would your business survive or would your revenue crash? If it's the second one, you don't have a business, you have a dependency. And that needs to change before you can truly scale. Bottleneck number 4, there's something happening in your head that is stopping you. A limiting belief, fear of rejection, a deep hidden unworthiness story that is running in the background. So even if the strategy is right, you're going to sabotage it because you're unworthy. And this is the one that nobody wants to talk about because it is uncomfortable. It requires you to look in the mirror and admit that maybe, just maybe, you are the problem. I have seen it hundreds of times. Coaches with perfect funnels who can't close. Coaches with great offers who are afraid to charge what they're worth. Coaches with massive potential who shrink the moment things start working. The inner game is not like woo-woo nonsense. It is the difference between scaling and staying stuck. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Most coaches have like 2 or 3 of these 4 bottlenecks that are happening at the same time. And they keep trying to solve the most comfortable one while they ignore the others. And that's like patching one leak while the ship is sinking from 3 different places. You have to diagnose the real problem, not just the one that is easiest to see. So there's 4 reasons why any coaching business gets stuck. And I want to go deeper on bottleneck number 2. That's the trust problem, because we're seeing this come up all the time lately. And this is where everything has changed in the last few years because we are living in a trust recession. A lot of people are talking about it. It's not an economic recession, although that might be part of it. It really is a trust recession. Here's what I mean. I want you to think about the last 10 years of the coaching industry. Every platform has been flooded with income claims, screenshots, rented Lamborghinis. I made $50,000 a month this month and you can too. And the vast majority of it was just garbage, right? It was just nonsense. It was the top 1% or 0.5% of results presented as if it was like an everyday thing. And so what happens? People got burned multiple times. They spent $20,000 on a mastermind that was mostly group calls with a bunch of unqualified coaches. They invested $80,000 in a course that was already out of date by the time they bought it. They hired an agency that took their money and delivered nothing. And now prospects are exhausted, skeptical, and guarded. It's not happening in every market, but it is happening. So when they see your ad, your landing page, your webinar, they're not thinking, oh man, this looks amazing. They're thinking, what's the catch? They're thinking, is this another scam? Or they're thinking, is this another person who's going to like rip me off? How is this different from the last three things that I bought? That's the trust recession. And if your marketing doesn't address it head on, you're dead in the water. And this is why at Clients on Demand, we built something specific that we call the trust funnel. It's not about clever copy. It's not about ninja tactics. It's not about manipulating people or using like fake scarcity. It's about systematically building so much trust so fast that by the time somebody books a call with you, they're already 80% sold. They show up wanting to invest, not because you tricked them, but because you earned it. So here's how it works. Step one, your ad doesn't try to be clever. It speaks directly to the pain that your ideal client is experiencing at 3 a.m. It interrupts their scroll. It makes them think, oh my God, this person is like inside my head. They get me. Step two, instead of a traditional sales page, they watch a short authority video that's 20 to 30 minutes where you demonstrate that you understand their problem better than they do. You reframe the real issue. You show them why everything else they've tried has not worked, and you present your unique solution as the obvious next step. Step three, by the time they book a call, they're not shopping, they're not comparing. They've already decided that it's you. They just need to make sure it's a fit. This is how we get clients to enroll at 5K, 10K, 20K on the first call. This is how we've done over 9 figures in sales with this model, because trust is the only thing that matters. Everything else is just noise. And by the way, if you want to see exactly how we build trust funnels for our clients and whether this model can work for your business, click the link in the description of the video, book a call with my team. We'll diagnose where your trust is breaking down and we'll show you how to fix it. Look, no obligation, no pressure, no hype, just clarity. Because we are living in a trust recession. I want to get real with you for a minute because there's one more piece to the puzzle that most people skip over, and that's the inner game. Most mindset advice in this industry is garbage. Just visualize it. Just think positive. Journal your way to success. None of that helped me when I was staring down a 7-figure tax bill with barely enough cash to cover it. None of that helped me when my ad stopped working overnight and I had to figure out why. None of that helped when I lost key team members, dealt with refunds, still had to show up and lead. In those moments, fluffy affirmations didn't do anything. What actually worked was simpler and more honest. First, I just accepted reality completely. No sugarcoating, no blame, no victim story. Just, hey, this is the data. This is where we are. What are we going to do about it? Number two, I refuse to let fear dictate my next move. Fear tightens your focus. You fixate on what you might lose instead of what you could create. So I had to consciously expand my vision even when everything felt like it was falling apart. And then I stayed in action. Even tiny steps broke the paralysis. I made a call, shot a video, I tweaked my webinar, I moved something forward because action creates clarity. Sitting and worrying doesn't create anything. People think mindset means feeling good all the time. It does not. It means staying unshakable in chaos. So you keep showing up no matter how heavy it gets. Here's something I've never shared publicly. A few years ago, we had a stretch where everything went wrong at once. We had a ton of competitors pop up making really hypey claims. Revenue dropped. We were dealing with the trust recession. People left. I was totally on the hook to make it all work. And I kept thinking to myself, well, how are we going to get out of this? You know, is this going to be where it all falls apart? But then I realized something. I've been here before. Not this exact situation, yes, but this exact feeling, the feeling of having my back against the wall. And every single time I found a way through. Not because I'm smarter than everyone else, not because I have some secret, but because I will not quit. I will not let the fear win. At Clients on Demand, I teach my clients something that I call undeniable presence. It's the ability to show up with so much certainty, so much calm, so much conviction that other people feel it. And they borrow your belief. And that's what closes 10K, 20K, 50K sales on one call. Not tactics, not scripts, presence. And that presence comes from doing the inner work, from facing your fears instead of running from them, from building a relationship with yourself where you know no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. That's what I wish somebody had taught me when I was starting out. And instead, I had to learn it the hard way by going through the fire. But you don't have to. Mindset means staying unshakable in chaos so you keep showing up no matter how heavy it gets. If you want to escape the university of not knowing, If you want to stop paying tuition every month to confusion and frustration, you need a few things. You need a bulletproof model. That's not something trendy, not something that worked for 6 months and then stopped. You need a model that has been tested through every economic condition imaginable. And at Clients on Demand, we've been running the same core model for 12 years through Obama, Trump, Biden, back to Trump again, through all this other stuff that's happened, through all these other algorithm changes and platform shifts and all this other stuff. And it still works. And it works because it's built on principles that do not change: trust, transformation, premium pricing. You also need a diagnosis. You need to stop guessing. You need to stop testing random tactics. You need to figure out which of the 4 bottlenecks is actually killing your growth and fix that. Everything else is noise. And then you also need the inner game, the mindset, the emotional stability, the presence to lead through anything. Because believe me, the market will test you. Your clients will test you and life will test you. And if you crumble, so does your business. But when you have all three of these, scaling becomes inevitable. It's just math. But if you're missing even one, now you're playing whack-a-mole forever. So if you're stuck between 10K and 100K a month, you do not have an information problem. You have a transformation problem. You have been paying tuition to the university of not knowing month after month. And the only way to graduate is to get somebody who can see what you can't, who can look under the hood of your business and dig into the data, pinpoint the exact thing that isn't working, and just tell you the truth. And that's what I've done 6,000 times. That's what we do every single day. So if you want real help, not another course, but real help, click the link in the description of the video, book a call with my team. We will diagnose exactly which of the 4 bottlenecks is killing your growth, and we will give you a crystal clear roadmap to fix it. And if we can help you fix it, we'll tell you. And if not, we'll tell you that truth too. No games, no pressure, just clarity. Because once you see the path, everything changes. All right, thanks for watching. If this was valuable, hit subscribe. I'm dropping more unfiltered stuff like this every week, and drop a comment below. Which of the 4 bottlenecks do you think is your biggest issue right now? I read every comment and I will respond with some specific advice. I'm Russ Ruffino, and I'll catch you on the next one.